Wait. There we go.
Was read by the Raw Geek. Out into the pitch black darkness outside of his bedroom window.
And you're sure it was her? Then it couldn't be her, could it? You want me to tell Claude, don't you? Sorry, I mean Chief DuPont. Fine, I'll call him.
An expert in the field of archaeology hadn't had a breath of fresh air in 8 months. This, combined with the moon's low gravity, a lack of and the project's physical appearance, in fear of catching a glimpse of himself.
Don't wanna hop back in the middle.
We've got a new target, Alice Monroe. Alice said she was in a relationship with Dorota. She kissed a girl and she liked it. She told you where John Pope, or Poe, is going to be next. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn was logged into a call centre system called Taratasm. I heard the recordings from last night. It's her voice. So as much as it pains me to say it, Bronwyn isn't a suspect. But Lexi and Rain still are. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Violet told you about her brush with aliens? You seem far too interested in those kind of things. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. And he keeps asking Ellis to pose nude. Could be motive. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
Dr. Hanako Yutani and Dr. Wolfgang Whitfield were all experts in their fields, those being paleontology,
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
As they waited for the elevator to reach the bottom, they went through a hole of less than 2 meters wide that seemed to go on for several. Its edges were most unusual in that they were astonishingly smooth down to a molecular.
Trail, yeah.
It was clear that this hole beneath built or otherwise created over 50 million years ago, long before the dawn of the first man. This was one of the few things they had discovery, and the 4 scientists knew there was much more to be done.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi. Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
The 3 other scientists looked at him questioningly as they at a depth of 500 meters. Are we really planning to do the same thing? Asked Dr. Whitfield, pretending to be offended. Do you have enough?
I'm at a dead end.
Much thought, Dimitri blurted out, "We could send a person down there." Then, again without thinking, the others.
Sorry, we're closed. Unless you're here for something else.
I'm a friend of...
Dorota. I'm sorry about what happened.
Dorota told me things about you. Dorota told...
Things? That's ominously vague. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Lexi.
Lexi. I like it. It's got an edge.
Dorota says she knew you. I know what you did. You're dating Violet, aren't you?
No, we're just friends.
That's not what you told Sam. That's not.
Violet doesn't always see things clearly. It's fine. I know how to handle her.
Doesn't see what clearly.
I know how to talk to her. She's a sweetheart when you get to know her.
Dorota says she knew you. Dorota says she knew.
Yeah, she had a portrait session with me. Can I get you a drink?
No thanks.
Here, I've only got vodka. You're old enough to drink, right?
Of course.
I like you already.
I know what you did to Dorota.
200 meters, 300 meters, 400, 500, 600, 700. Nearing the end of the rope now, she informed Dimitri at 800 meters.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain. Okay.
For the recording device on his arm, or in the small hope that Dr. simply wished to break the unsettling silence that commanded this deep and... Alright, let's have some light, he said as he turned on the small lamp on his helmet. Dimitri...
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
No, they're not scratches, it appears to be some sort of writing. Doctor...
No.
You're going to have a field day with this. I'll be sure to get some pictures. Fully aware that he was suspended above unknown heights, carefully produced his camera from a pouch on his belt. Probes end up malfunctioning. But Dimitri reached into another pouch and carefully took out a pencil and a piece of paper. I'll make a copy of the etchings for you, Dr. Yutani. You can thank me when I come back up.
Let's try the chief.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Fiddly. Yet the soft scratching on the pencil had a soothing... took his mind off the endless depths beneath him. So used to the sound of the scratching pencil that it still lingered in his head.
Photographer's kind of...
Silence, he thought, until he realized two things. They were dread. Dimitri. As Dimitri kept tugging on the rope, the shaft. Pull me up! Get me out of here, please! He swore he heard laughter coming from down below, as Dimitri's heart was beating in his chest and his stomach.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Communication was restored. What's going on, Dr. Sheffield? His ears. I don't know, he replied. Later that day, Dimitri returned to his private quarters and plumped down on. He hadn't told anyone about the whispers in the dark for fear of being mocked, or worse, being declared mentally. At the audio tape.
Oscar, good. You got my message. Got some things to show you.
What have you got?
Does, this mean anything to you?
That's Dorota.
And what if I showed you this?
Alice Monroe. Alice.
Do you know her?
She's from the radio.
And if I do this? No? Anything?
What are you doing?
That'll be all. You can go now.
Yes. As people of science, they had all agreed how disturbing.
No, that was awkward.
They came up with this word.
Oscar, I'm so sorry. What can I do?
Were you seeing Dorota?
Oscar, it's so much more complicated than that.
Why didn't you save her?
I couldn't. I was live on air. I didn't know what was happening. Well, nobody knew what was happening. Don't make this my fault, Oscar. Please.
Dimitri wondered how the light could be on if his room was still shrouded in darkness. He rubbed the hills of his hands against his eyes, trying hopelessly to rub the blackness.
Hi, I'm Alice. I'm Alice.
Help! He stammered. Somebody help!
Don't know.
No one answered. He continued into the common area of the crew members returned.
Nope.
Is anyone here?
Nope.
Again, there was no response. But as he listened closer, he noticed another presence in the room. He could hear them breathing.
Nope.
He tried again. I can't see. I think I'm blind.
Nope.
Heavier, but there was no reply. Without knowing what came over him, Dimitri yelled out in frustration and fear, stomping his feet like a frustrated child. Please help me! The breathing suddenly stopped.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
What sounded like a dying breath. Held back by doubt, but compelled by curiosity. His hand, but no one was there. He felt like he was going mad. Nothing made sense. He just wanted to leave this nightmare and go home. But home was a million miles away.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Dimitri covered his ears to make it stop, but the nameless voices only listened until he understood the meanings of their words. Dimitri tried to scream, but there was no sound.
I think we should break.
Why do you want to break up?
I don't love you.
With who?
Dorota. Lexi.
The tarot reader. She's only been in town 5 minutes and you're already screwing her. Do you love her?
Yes.
Yeah, stirring up trouble.
She won't be around for much longer. I'm going to put a pin in this. We can talk about it later.
Well, did you find anything down there? Dr. Whitfield asked. All we heard was static. I have something that might interest Dr. Yutani, Dimitri said with a smile.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Only the letters, hemming and hawing. It's just one word, repeat.
I'm not talking to you, Violet. I've heard what you've been saying about me. I've never even met Zach. It's really mean.
Added Dimitri, a fearful realization in his voice. Well, yes, replied Dr. Whodunit, more surprised and impressed by his linguistic knowledge. Punishment for the wicked or curious? His eyes wide with fear. Confusion, then at Dimitri. Dimitri snapped back to reality. We've had this conversation before. Is it possible you're having deja vu? Asked Dr. Remington.
Violence? Zach? Lexi, what is that?
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
Got two options. Got Lexi, Violet.
Mind, and everyone else will be gone. I'm going to. Dr. Yutani was the first to speak. I'm sure it won't play out like that. Her words were meant to be comforting, but lacked conviction. It was probably some kind of hallucination, said Dr. Whitfield as he placed a hand on Dimitri's shoulder. Nothing to worry about. Dimitri just stared into empty space. His
Hi, I'm Lexi. Oh, I'm Lexi.
Perhaps it was all just in his head, and he couldn't shake the.
Have you got a problem with me?
Of course not. You're a guest. If you want to whore around, then that's none of my business.
Do you speak to all your guests like that? Whore around? Do you speak to whore around? Whore around?
Only the ones who are sleeping with my boyfriend, Zach. He doesn't love you, you know. He's just using you.
Did you say the same thing to Dorota?
You can leave now.
Three circles all attached in the center.
Yes.
I know what you did to Dorota.
I didn't do anything to Dorota.
You killed her. You killed her.
I thought we were gonna have a friendly chat. I'm sorry about your friend, but I'm not having you here while you accuse me of murder. Get out.
But I'm not.
That didn't work.
I suppose. Well.
Would people, in ancient times, why might people wear this?
But they tie it around themselves.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Wrong button.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
All thanks long. Lighting up another cigarette. Cough. The dais, if you can call it that, is a picks out highlights in the water as it travels past jutting rocks, positioned to the lifeless vessel in front of him. Cough. Cough. Controllably, Lung adds his own blood sample to the victim's. He drops a barely touched cigarette to the floor and squishes it with his boot heel. A good one, he mumbles. After lighting up. No number. After a few rings, it's answered.
What are you doing here? Go rescue Bronwyn.
Not good, I'm afraid. Cough. Blood. The girl gurgles out a shriek and raises up from the dais. Although it may be.
Fine. Let me do the paperwork. I'm starting to regret hiring you. Maybe you should concentrate on something else.
Sighs and turns her attention to Lung. Did you murder her? Cough. It's Zoe dead. I did them a favor, and I got a meeting with you. The girl draws her robes tightly.
No. I can do a reading if you want. Well then, that's the end of my Zack wiki. I've heard her on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help though. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing. Not necessarily. If it's a traveler, then they just jump into any vessel, have their fun and go. It just needs to be someone nearby. Yes, of course, anything.
Is Mercury?
I've already been doing that, but sure, I'll keep at it. Maybe it'll feel sorry for me and finally put out. A little bit. What did you want to know? A rite can take many forms, but from what we know about these travelers, it seems to be performing some kind of coming-of-age ceremony. Yes, a rite of passage. Running havoc in our dimension is rewarded in theirs. Not fair, is it? 3 is a powerful number. There's a divine balance to it in our universe anyway. But maybe it doesn't mean anything where the traveler's from. Maybe 3 is just the carry-on limit for interdimensional travel. Was it a gold coin?
I don't know.
That's more of a serial killer thing than a possessed by a traveler thing. It's a bit showy, but well, there's no guarantees.
And lights it. Cough. She looks down pitifully at Lung and shrugs.
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help. Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do.
Okay, I have a few. No, which you can run back.
Talk to Zack. Violet will kill me. But I'll do it for you and Ellis.
You're good.
Yes.
And there's a handle, and then it kind of looks like a large handle.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a non-functional wooden bell.
Yeah, but it's heavy, like really heavy.
Okay.
It's turn to look. Talk to Bronwyn.
Hi, I'm Lexi. Oh, I'm Lexi.
Called Sakara. This particular one has
Lexi Corn, how thin are these walls?
What do you mean the walls are thin?
I can hear you screaming at your Ouija board. Last night too. I feel like I've heard your whole life story.
What did you hear?
Does Sam like me? Is Violet a lesbian? Will Ellis die? Will Bronwyn die? That last one, don't worry about that.
Because you're immortal.
I'm gonna stick around until you're sick of the sight of me, alright? I'm not in any danger. Ellis is in danger. Sam's in danger.
The tag you get in the zipper.
Oh, you were right about the metal. It's bronze.
What?
The bells are very cute.
Mm-hmm.
They've got small engraving on them.
What kind of object?
No? What else has bells?
Spirit chimes.
Oh.
These ones have an inverted full crown, which gives a ghastly sound. We're not going to reproduce that here now. It's like a bell.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Unfortunately, they don't.
Thank you for helping with the chief. Thank you for helping with the chief.
I'm not a monster, Bronwyn. I believe in justice too.
Do you believe...
I'm not one for mystics and crystal balls. I'm a Virgo.
It says you're lying about your alibi.
Oh, I suppose it has a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
Now we're nosed. You're listening to Radio August.
What a day. Alice Munro, then. Looks like our traveller likes redheads.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Well, what then? Just young women in general? No. I think it's definitely looking for redheads.
I was driving along, playing with the radio, and all of a sudden there's this woman.
Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Get out now before I call the police!
Thump.
Apparently not.
To a full stop. My chest, it was pink. My hands trembled as I put the car in park, and I just sat there. The hum of the engine.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
No one saw me. No one knew. I could just run, and God forgive me. One else's problem. But had to know. I had to know if I had just killed this
other half.
Hi, I'm Alice. I'm Alice.
twisted atop the pavement. But in all honesty, I think I was holding of death. I was certain would never let me sleep at night again. My leg,
Find all the
one hand on the side of my car for support, the other out, if ready to out, and lowered myself to the ground. Miss? My voice cracked and I puberty as fear swelled within me. She lay on her back. Well, mostly on her back. Her body was twisted, with her back flat on the road, face. I saw her chest rise.
No.
Short and shallow breath,
For a minute.
but she was breathing. I looked her over. Her face.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Calm as I pulled my phone from my pocket and dialed. As I began to pull her hair away from her face, her breath.
Chief, what a surprise to see you. Again.
Why didn't you tell me Ellis was...
I told you Dorota was first. And that didn't turn out very well, did it? Let's hope Sam does a better job than you did.
I hit her, and she's twisted weird, and... Sir, calm down. I could hear her typing what I was telling her. Down at the girl as her chest stopped rising. Her eyes didn't blink, and she no longer... But I still... Then... in front of me, it turned into waves that grew into a deeper and richer blue, like satin sheets. Like satin...
Bronwyn.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Tightly in my
Make some
hand.
progress here.
What road was the accident on? Sweat drenched my pajamas and I was safe.
Bron, what are we going to do about Ellis?
What would you do about Ellis?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. A few times we've caught up with the Traveller and nothing's worked.
Talking to them? Restraining them? Talking...
Please don't kill that person. Okay, thanks. Oh no, look, you killed them anyway. You know that doesn't work, Bron.
Dean, it was just a nightmare. I was still on the floor, wiping my eye, reflecting through. Headed towards the door, ready to show the officers my car and prove that it wasn't real, just a vivid dream. But my stomach dropped. Out to my house that fast. But it takes a while to hear what they're saying.
The same.
I'm so sorry. It's only then.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
tightly.
You're listening to Dark Nights with Poe and...
What is it, Ray?
I have a plan.
You do? Enlighten me.
Maybe Ellis should stay with her. Maybe Ellis should stay with Chief Dupont.
With his track record, I'm pretty sure he'd like to lock Ellis up, you know, for safety. But it probably would break a couple of Geneva Conventions, even if it was for her own good.
At an undisclosed location. When he had he had assumed the location would be somewhere on Earth. Instead, himself on the far side of the moon. Dr. Dimitri Sheffield, an expert,
It's not like there's that many
the
options.
breath of fresh air, combined with the moon's...
Haven't you done enough predicting my death?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. I know it's not your fault. Well, unless you're the killer.
Have you made a decision about the...
I think it's a no. Sorry. It's just the reading that you gave me the other day. I don't want to scare off the audience.
Why would I... What reading?
They don't want to hear talk of death and darkness. Well, they do, if it's in a story. But you can't tell them they're going to die.
I said...
You didn't say you're going to die, just like that, but I remember the death card. And the devil. And you said it was... What was the word you used? My challenge. That I needed to die so I could be free from my chains. I know you said it doesn't mean literal death, but maybe it does.
He was joined in the elevator by the other 3 members of his scientific team. Dr. Ian Remington, Dr. Hanako Yutani, and Dr. Biology respectively.
Slightly off.
Dimitri glanced...
Yeah. She asked for a sample reading to show what I could do. It's easy to see now, with the benefit of hindsight. 3 of Swords, the Devil, Death. I mean, any tarot reader will tell you that death hardly ever means real physical death. But given what we've learned... Yes, I met her at the radio station. I was offering my services. Earning a living's tricky when you travel around as much as we do. And last time I checked, Violet wasn't offering us room and board for free. In Birmingham, it was a man called Yuri Harris. He worked as a butcher. He beheaded all 3 girls within hours of each other. And we couldn't stop it. He pleaded not guilty for reason of temporary insanity. Because he said he'd see us again. In August. Before we even knew it was a month and a place.
The 3 other scientists looked at him questioningly as they waited for him to elaborate. Are we really planning to do the same thing while expecting different results? Pretending to be offended. Do you have another suggestion, Dr. Utah? Without much thought, Dimitri blurted out,
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Monroe has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Monroe fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
The crew member who had helped him pull on his rappelling harness performed a final check on the...
Sam, I've got some heavy rain news. Lawrence Petrovsky, that's his real name, and no, he's not a Russian spy. But he does have a criminal record. He was charged with the murder of a 21-year-old artist. Looks like he got off on a technicality by all accounts. About 3 months ago in Hong Kong. Be careful, Sam. If you're going to ask him about this, it could be a flight risk. And you know, there's a good chance he could be the killer. Door's behind you.
Your descent a bit, otherwise we'll be here.
Rain's still a suspect. No corroborated alibi. Bronwyn Castle has one, Lexi Taylor doesn't. I've got my search back on Rain, or Petrovsky, as we should call him. He's got priors that you're looking into. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
If we lose communication...
You're the detective. Monroe just called. This is madness. Who would want to hurt her? We've worked together for years. She's the light to my shade, the angel to my demon, the diamond to my lump of coal. She told me to say all those things. Heavens no. I have a wife and 3 children, beloved spawn of my loins. Monroe and I are good friends, that's all. Only a madman. Or woman. Monroe is August's sweetheart. Poe and Monroe, that was her idea. Our show. We were just another local radio station before that. It was Monroe who decided we should have a theme. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe. Don't tell me you haven't heard it, detective. That's what the Free Radio Project is all about. Uniting August via the airwaves. Monroe's been delivering free radios anywhere people might want to listen. Doctor's surgeries, hairdressers, the guest house.
Forcing people.
I believe she charmed the local electrical store into donating them, in exchange for free advertising, of course. We interviewed her about her scholarship not too long ago. Do you think whoever killed Dorota plans to kill Monroe? What makes you think she's in danger? Tarot? Does this have anything to do with the gentleman who stopped by? I didn't get his name, I'm afraid. He offered to do a spot on our show, doing tarot readings to answer listener questions. We said we'd think about it.
We'll think about it.
You know, this town is fascinating. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Have you ever read up on the real history of August?
No, I haven't. Tell me more.
The official story is that Mary August retired from a life on the high seas, found a nice spot here, and used her ill-gotten gains to establish a town. But that's not what really happened.
What?
It's true that Mary August was a pirate, but she didn't retire. Her ship was sunk on the rocks just off the coast. Mary and all of her crew sought refuge in a small fishing town, this one. They slaughtered everyone, men, women, and children, all dead and dismembered in their own homes. The bodies were dumped in a mass grave. Well, the body parts. And the pirates moved in. Yes, August was built on the blood of innocence. Kind of puts Dorota's murder into perspective, doesn't it? On that note, I should probably get back to the booth. The show must go on. Death threats be damned. Look after Monroe, detective. She's the only Monroe I've got.
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw, a talented cellist who had recently been granted a place at Juilliard, was found strangled at her home last night. With the murderer still at large, Chief DuPont has urged residents to remain calm and stresses there is almost no chance of anyone else being harmed. Alice, if you're listening, let me know you're okay. In other news, a handful of August residents have reported seeing strange lights in the sky earlier this evening. The lights, which witnesses describe as searingly bright, were spotted over the east edge of town, past the fire station. Have you seen any strange lights? Or for that matter, little green men? Let me know. That's 10 o'clock with Poe.
So he instead listened intently. The whispers had stopped.
I delivered radios all over town. I don't think I should have bothered with some of them, though. I don't think... Violet, is it? I don't think Violet liked me very much. Maybe. I don't know why anyone would be threatened by me, though. I'm not interested in stealing anyone's man.
But carefully made his way to the door.
Probably right here. Why? I didn't realize I was under house arrest. If you've got proof, arrest me, Sam. You're reaching. I'll go where I want, not where you want me to be.
Another presence in the room. Hear me? He tried it. The breathing became heavier, but there was no reply.
Hey, I'm going. There's too many people asking questions. It's exhausting. I'm off to stay at my aunt's. I'll come back tomorrow, but I've said everything I can say.
Dimitri. Just when he was about to turn around and run into the hallway, the guttural noise faded into what sounded like a dying...
Oh, it's you. I was hoping it might be Zach. No. And I've got some very important news for him if he ever shows up. Yes. If he ever shows up. No. Oh, him, yes. I've heard him on the radio. Never met in real life, though. Are you mocking me, Sam? No, I have never met the man. Yes, now I remember. It's the one in the hall. Sometimes cuts through the unbearable silence in this place. Not really. I expected her to be blonde for some reason.
It all felt the same to him. He quickly searched his...
Sorry, Sam, what can I do for you? Yeah, I always cry around this time of night. What's the point, Sam, huh? If we can't save them. Mercury is a curse. It's like some tourist guide for murders. I try for Lexi and Rain to make them think that we can make a difference, make a change, but we haven't so far. What if we can't make a change?
Donna.
Maybe if we could just save one person, Sam. Alice. We need to save her. We need to.
Hang on a second. Okay. Off that stuff.
It rings a bell, but no. Sorry, Sam. Not really. But it wants to know why you're hesitating. Mercury thinks you are. I can see its point. Ellis is in danger and you're still here asking questions. You have to stop asking questions and start taking actions. Sam, this is your time. Be ready.
So, who do we think? Violet or...
The scientists quietly glanced at each other. Dr. Whodunit was the first to speak. I'm sure it won't play out like that. The words were meant to be comforting, but lacked conviction.
Honestly? You don't. Once they're caught, a few hours later, they've hopped timelines into someone else. We just keep chasing them. Continuously trying to stop them ruining lives. No, but they don't like being exposed. If Mercury pointed them out, they're already in trouble. We'd do a reading. Mercury would know. It's a lovely place. It has the third most high-rise buildings of any city in the world. So that's what this is about. Chief Dupont has finally dug up my old record. I am Lawrence Petrovsky. Victoria Cheng, a very good painter. I didn't kill her, though. I was trying to save her.
Very good.
Hong Kong. It was our third encounter with a traveller. We'd managed to trap her on the roof of an apartment complex. Roughly translated, the building was called Flight, which was ironic. When the traveller realised we had it cornered, it tried to jump off. I managed to grab Victoria's ankle, but I couldn't hold on. Hong Kong being Hong Kong, there was about 37 tourists that filmed the whole thing. So to some people, it looked like I was dangling her over the edge of a building to meet her doom. I wasn't. I was trying to save her.
You weren't far off, I'll be honest, Poe, but, there are...
It was weird. Zach thought he'd already met me. Why would that be, Sam? He thought I'd gone back to have my photo taken on a bed. What sort of photographer is he? And you sent me there by myself, Sam. Anyway, I did find out one thing. He has a massive collection of books about serial killers. What's that about? Oh my god, who told you about Victoria? She died. Jumped off a building. We tried to save her. Well, Rain tried to save her. Sam, we need to save Ellis. Victoria's already gone. A who, what, Petrov's what? No. Should I? He's off the radio. I don't really know him. Actually, I'm glad you're here. I really, really want to do a reading for you right now. You know, to help.
Yeah.
Great. Let me just draw 3 cards for you. I shuffled before you got here. Okay. Oh, the 2 of Cups. That's mysterious. Is there anyone you feel a spark of attraction to? Maybe someone you've met recently? The Lovers. I did not expect that. It seems this attraction has the potential to be life-changing, if you want it to be. And finally, the Knight of Cups. This card is about pursuing your heart's desire. I think it's time to tell that someone special how you really feel. Wow, what an interesting reading. Does it mean anything to you? Sorry, I guess my intuition must be on the fritz tonight.
It's good. House, kind of, it's a household item.
I honestly...
Okay.
I doubt you've ever used one of those. You've never used a mangle.
A mangle?
Yeah.
For clothing?
Yeah.
I find the whole subject fascinating. What makes them tick, nature or nurture? The FBI's behavioral science unit profiled your average serial killer as a white male in his late 20s. Not very progressive, is it?
Remains ingrained in the mangle. But I obviously can't vouch for that.
Why were they crushed?
Good question. I do not. I personally just use it to flatten bed sheets.
Oh, it's you. I was hoping it might be Zach.
Hint.
Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Hint.
Don't confirm the existence of travelers. They're not ready.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
The vague lady. If it moved on...
Zach, the game is up. I think you should leave town.
What?
What?
I know where you were last night. I followed you to Dorota's house. Well, I didn't know it was Dorota's house until we arrived. Call it women's intuition.
I mean, we.
I was at the studio.
No, you weren't. That detective's not stupid. Dupont might be, but not Sam. They'll put 2 and 2 together.
And then...
And then they're going to arrest you. You weren't there long, I suppose, but then... I guess it doesn't take you long, does it?
You're spying on me.
I followed you there, then back to the studio. You lied to the police. You lied to me. I'm done with you. We're finished. Don't come back here again.
Until it wasn't. Altering its form like... and thoughts all called from its victims. There it floated. Me. Run or die, the door gave way from the stumbling push. Footsteps echoed on wood. The spinal shiver of pursuit up by a nightmare. A cold gaze grasped at my back. Limbs slowed with each straining step. and
What's the
then
other option?
stuck. I
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
mind. A cold, dark tunnel, and at the bottom a mirage.
I followed you to Dorota's last night.
Are you insane? Why did you follow me, you stupid bitch?
You killed Dorota. You.
Oh dear. You shouldn't have said that. That could make me very angry. Unlike you, the guest house isn't impenetrable.
I agreed to help. Beg lady that it will do no good for beings don't float, except in water, and its disguise would be less unsettling if it had eyes, and were less of a these things were all alien to it and meaningless.
That way.
Its present
He didn't. He was the one in her bedroom last night. I never made it that far. I just followed him to her house. I wrongly assumed we were in a relationship. I thought that he was cheating on me. Which he was. I saw him leave Dorota's and I followed him straight after. I don't know if anyone else was there. Nobody went in or out whilst Zack was there. I tailed him as soon as he left. He drives like a maniac, so I'd lose him otherwise.
without the capacity to understand.
Thanks for trying to cheer me up. We chased her up onto a rooftop, and she jumped. Rain almost saved her, but he couldn't hold on. Chief DuPont dragged that up, I suppose. Now what's that supposed to mean? Of course he was trying to save her.
Involuntary gags, reflexive struggling. Probed. The worm didn't go down, but up into my nasal cavity. Further, until it was crawling inside my brain. Panic, panic.
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw, a talented cellist who had recently been granted a place at Juilliard, was found strangled at her home last night. With the murderer still at large, Chief DuPont has urged residents to remain calm and stresses there is almost no chance of anyone else being harmed. Alice, if you're listening, let me know you're okay. In other news, a handful of August residents have reported seeing strange lights in the sky earlier this evening. The lights, which witnesses describe as searingly bright, were spotted over the east edge of town, past the fire station. Have you seen any strange lights? Or for that matter, little green men? Let me know. That's 10 o'clock with Poe.
August's gone crazy tonight. I've just got off the phone with someone who thinks they saw a UFO on one of the nights that Violet went missing. Aliens would be normal right now. Anyway, now you're here, it's time. What do you suggest we do with Alice Monroe? Monroe's a local treasure around here, Sam. Don't let anything happen to her.
Sam, I'm not sure. Do you think you can stop someone from trying to kill me? I know you're just trying to make me feel better, but that's a weird thing to say. Maybe I'd be better off with one of Chief DuPont's officers. I guess at least you've still got a sense of humor, even when we're surrounded by death. Perhaps it's a good trait to have.
You're too late. She's gone.
Me, I'm too.
Yeah, I think so. No bags packed though, and car's still on the drive, so she must have left in a hurry. I'll put out a miss before her, check in with her parents. We'll find her. If she can be found.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Poe, and this is your August update. Police investigating the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw say they are getting closer to apprehending the killer. The death of Miss Shaw, who was found strangled at her home late last night, has sparked a massive police operation and caused alarm amongst August residents. Monroe has some personal business to attend to, but she sends you all her love and hopes to be back on the air tomorrow. And Monroe, if you can hear me, I'm sending my love out to you too. That's 11 o'clock with Poe.
Sam, I have some bad news. We've done a group reading, and it's you. We can't predict that. The next victim, it's you. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I think you've interfered too much. That's why you're the next target. I've called Chief DuPont already. He's asked that you meet with him. You should go, Sam. Be careful.
Sam, it's almost midnight. You're still alive. This is a good thing, but no one's even attempted to kill you yet. You've given me a lot of evidence, enough to arrest someone. But who? Make the right decision, and you should be safe. If we don't, well, we've all got to sleep at some point. I can get someone to guard your room at the guest house, but it might not be enough. So, Sam, who should I arrest? During that whole thing with Alice, the only people I couldn't keep track of were Rain, Zach, and Violet. I don't want to believe it's Violet, but that's why you're here. You're impartial. Out of those three names, who was with Dorota at the time of her murder, or who has an alibi that doesn't check out? This is on you, Sam. Just give me a name.
Thinking like
Zach. I don't trust him either. He's definitely creepy. I'll go and pick him up myself. With all the information you've given me, I think it'll be enough. Maybe he'll confess too. That would help. Good luck, Sam. If you've picked the wrong person, you're still in danger.
Sam, you asked for these earlier. Make sure you get some sleep now. You'll need it. Night.
Not totally sure.
I'm sorry, that was in bad taste. Bronwyn asked me to check that you're okay, and you seem to be. Well done catching a killer, by the way. Well, hopefully you did. Scream if you need me.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is Poe with your August update. We don't normally have them at this time, but since there's a killer on the loose, I feel it's my duty to keep the radio station manned. I personally spoke with Chief DuPont earlier, and he thinks they're close to catching the killer. Until that happens, though, please lock your doors and stay inside. Remain vigilant. The light has faded, and so has my fortitude. I see things in shadows, behind doors and under desks. I hear the chattering of teeth and the glee of insects waiting to feed on me. The studio undulates like a heart that beats its last beats. I can't go on. I must to bed. Forgive me, Lady August. Forgive me.
Very dramatic.
Hello, sleepyhead. I'm so glad to see you alive.
Look, Mama, detective.
Enjoy the journey, Sam. Don't think of things as ending. Something new is beginning. Zach is still locked up. He's being charged for murder. Travelers don't like being incarcerated, so they'll have jumped realities already. It's not something that a jury will believe. The shell they've left behind won't remember what they've done. And spend a life in prison. All we can do is try and stop the next one. Sam, come with us, please. We could really use someone like you and, well, just... will you? Really? Oh, Sam, that's wonderful. Let's finish packing and we can leave this afternoon. Sam, thank you. We're going to change lives, believe me.
Hey, sweet cheeks. You did good. Real good. You win. Alexi hug. Sam, I'm just going to say it because you only live once and all that. Sam, I think I've fallen for you. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's out there now. We can get on with our lives.
It's been out.
You too? I'm the happiest girl in the world. We have some catching up to do.
Sam, you're safe. Thank Christ. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I know. There's been a lot of death going around. Look, however this pans out, I just wanted to say thank you. Chief DuPont was going to screw everything, but you kept it all together. The riot was stopped. But there's tens, if not hundreds, going on all the time, so we got to keep going. I don't know if Bron asked in the end, but I hope you're coming with us. I really do.
I didn't think you'd leave without saying goodbye. People do horrible things to people every day. I'm just glad there's someone like you around to save us. I mean, everyone needs a little saving from time to time. Even me. That's easy for you to say. Look what you've just been through. I'd have been dead a few hours ago if it wasn't for you. But you're right. I am strong. I will be fine. But I like having you around, Sam. I hope you're staying.
Sam, you did good. I thought you would. I mean, not that I've got a signed confession or anything. Yet. Apparently, they don't remember anything about the murders, but Bronwyn seems pretty convinced it's over. Well done. I hear you're leaving town with the tarot readers. That's a real big shame. You were starting to fit in here. But good luck to you. You're doing what many of us have died trying. Leaving August. And I've stuck to my word.
Chief.
That problem you had, I buried it. The coroner's report is going to say the woman was dead when you arrived, not after. I don't personally believe in exorcism or anything like that, but over the last 24 hours, I'm starting to think things aren't as cut and dried as I'd like them to be. You're a good person, Sam. At least that's definitely how it looks from the outside.
I guess I won.
I am Dorota. I am 21 years old. I love playing cello, and I just been awarded a scholarship to Juilliard. I just love cello. I love all string instruments, but cello is rich and deep and soothing, at least to me. No, cello is my hobby, but my real passion is... It's silly, it sounds silly. Well, I would like to build a time machine. I know. But it is possible. I think people make mistakes. They do things they regret and they say things they don't mean. I want to go back in time. I want to make better choices.
You know why you're here, don't you?
No.
Because you did well. And you know what happens when you do well?
No.
Augmentation. Congratulations, Agent 3.13. Welcome to 3.14. Debriefing 3204, Birmingham. Transmit. And we're ready. Are you human? Debrief complete. Agent ready. You can go.
Just see it. All right.
sent Grandad out for some dried brushwood.
I guess I'm trying to fix my noise gate. Test. Well, I guess on that note, I think not great. I think I'm going to stop for the night. I gotta go to work in an hour. So, everyone have a good night, morning. See you later. I'll be tomorrow. Good night.